Okay,
what's going on?
So today, I don't know what is this.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Today,
I was wondering what you were doing.
We got some more controversy. I feel like the only way to get people to care is if it's like controversial.
That's what it's starting to sound like. Is that the only way? Is that the only thing you guys care about?
I mean, my video, the one I picked.
Yeah, we're filming two today because Cody has to do something.
Yeah, I have surgery tomorrow, but today we're.
I mean, I guess in a way it's controversy, but it's not like as controversial as some of the other stuff we've talked about. I guess in a certain part of the world it is. All three of these stories today are going to be about China.
Yeah, but it can affect.
True. It could work its way into other parts of the world. The three stories today are all about China.
Yes.
And
what was the first one you wanted to get into? Was it about the Taiwanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the title of it is Video Game Controversy Sparks Meaningful Debate on northernpublicradio.org.
And since these are articles, just let me know where you are at. That way I can follow along. Because
so I'm going to start at the beginning.
Back in February. Okay, here we go.
Red Candle Games. It's a Taiwanese video game developer. I don't know if I'll find it going down through, but basically they make games for Steam. And you know, if people use Steam, you get on there and download games.
Steam and that Epic Game Store.
It's a good PC.
Yes.
Way to get games on the PC.
I use it. It's fun. Well, it has a good selection of games.
They released a game called Devotion. It was a horror game. I'm not sure if it was based in China or if it was based in Taiwan. It doesn't really specify here.
Before do you mind if I click on it? There might be a video to it.
No, it's fine.
No, there's not. Sorry.
That's fine. So people all over the world were really liking it. It was being played by all kinds of people. And then someone found a reference in the game that compared the current Chinese president to Winnie the Pooh. I guess that's like a running gag that some people around that part of the world are talking about the Chinese president. I guess the way he looks.
Do you remember when they came out with a Trumpy bear?
Yeah.
It's
actually funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
I don't care if you like it or dislike
it. Not to mention, I want to be compared to Winnie the Pooh. He's one of the greatest characters of all time.
So what, man?
So it caused people in China, in mainland China, they purchased the game to deliberately give it bad reviews. Obviously, people think that's unjustified. It is unjustified to do that for anything, especially for something as simple and small as that.
Well, it is a very dictatorial nation.
It is.
They're still
a communist
communistic,
nation. And
that's why we don't like communism. I mean, they force you to do things.
Okay, and then it goes. I'm going down to the next paragraph. Rafael Gonzalez, one of the few gamers who played Devotion before it was taken down. So it's been taken down. That's how bad it got. He's a video game developer. He lives in Illinois. Okay, so this is his girlfriend writing this.
Was the game available here?
Yeah, it was available all over the world. People all over the world loved it. They said it was an amazing horror
How
game.
did it get taken down then?
I don't know. I was reading about it last night and I can't remember. It'll say it further along in here. Let's see, I'm going down. Sorry, I'm trying to find what I want to talk about.
Apparently, based on what he's saying, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Wonderful game.
Yeah, everybody loved it. People all over the world love this game.
Traditional horror keeps players on the edge with changes to atmosphere, variety, and scare techniques. Creepy me. I want to play the game now.
Yeah. If you go down a couple of paragraphs, it says this game was important to Chan.
I see it.
And he said it's rare because he liked it because it was. I guess it was more Eastern.
Oh, that means it was probably really scary.
More Asian-centric. And when you get into Asian-centric horror,
it's scary.
It's freaky. It is. So it wasn't, Western or Eurocentric. So, and he's is he Chinese or Taiwanese? He's one of the two. And he said he really liked that because he could connect to it better, which makes sense.
It captured the elements of everyday Chinese.
Yeah, it says it right there how important representation is, especially people who saw their own culture reflected in it. I can understand that. It makes sense. Okay, let's see.
And I want to mention this quote.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a friend. I think her husband is Asian American, Taiwanese American, if I'm not wrong. And apparently he was really happy to see Devotion, Chan said. He was like, people are just really happy to see their culture being represented on screen.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I think cultural appropriation is absolute BS.
It's stupid.
Because we need to be able to celebrate other people's cultures. It should make you feel good and like you're being respected that other people want to celebrate your stuff. I'm telling you, you don't want to be segregated. If you want to live like this where all the stuff in the world gets censored and taken down, your life will suck and you'll hate yourself. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You don't want to live like that. I don't care if you think you do.
Sorry about that plane, by the way.
I don't know if they can hear that.
So I don't know if I can or not, but okay, here we go. And if you go down a couple, the beginning of the paragraph I'm on now says Gonzalez agreed with Chan. Do you see it?
Yes.
And then if you go to the end of this paragraph, it says, whenever there's a game that presents a different perspective, Gonzalez thinks it's important to spread awareness of those games to support representation of minority communities.
Yes.
Yes, that's the kind of stuff I want to see.
That's how you get people in the majority to acknowledge. You know, that would be like if you didn't want your videos on the recommended pages, you only wanted them in smaller groups so only smaller groups could see them.
Yeah.
No, I want everybody to be able to experience what I have out there.
Yep.
I want everybody to like what I like. That makes me feel good. Should it not?
Yeah, it should.
Who are these people going around getting offended that their culture is being represented in other communities? That means you're going to be forgotten.
Yeah. And what makes me mad is some of the minority communities want their cultures out there and more people to recognize them because it keeps it going.
Yeah, but you got these
and it's the majority of people.
Yeah.
And you know, white people,
it's mainly,
for instance.
Yes, and just to, it is. You have a lot of white knights who are going around putting their face in other people. You know what? If you actually have injustices going on, like people are being beaten for their race, or people are being downtrodden or excluded from things, that's a valid argument.
Big time, yes.
But when you have people trying to celebrate other cultures, you're going, that's offensive. Who are you to tell me, based on their behalf, that they should be offended?
Yeah.
I would be offended if somebody came up to me and go, look, man, he just called you what's a racial term for a white dude? I'm white, so I'll just say it, cracker.
Yeah.
Somebody, man, he called you a cracker. Okay. I'm supposed to be mad at that? Yeah. Why? Why should I care? I think that dude's an idiot. Why should I even care? Don't let things... I don't want people being offended on my behalf.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
I agree.
I want to defend myself. Now, again, if there are awful things going on...
Yeah, like physical
and maybe... That's kind of a controversial thing that I talked about, a racial term for a white dude. If people are throwing racial slangs around, of course you shouldn't do that either. I'm not saying that's okay.
No.
But I'm just saying, certain things that people say, I don't think people should let it bother them as much as what they are.
Because when you give the words power, it gives the people power, which is exactly what they want.
It leads into outrage culture, and it's...
So if you go down to the next paragraph, it's the quote. He says, so I think it's really good to push and promote these types of things because, one, it helps us learn more, so it's going into the same type of stuff. If video games are a medium that help people learn about other cultures, I'm all for it. Any medium can be used as a tool to kind of teach people to branch out, and I think it would definitely just be beneficial overall for the gaming community. And it says right below that, the next paragraph, it was taken down because of the joke of the Chinese president. So that's why it was taken down. And then
why is it a sensitive issue?
I don't know. Look at the next paragraph below that.
So people are that insecure.
The Christopher Robin movie that just came out was banned in China. That's like how I don't understand why Winnie the Pooh is offensive.
There was no context. Did you watch that movie?
Yeah.
Did they mention Xi Jinping?
No. No. No.
Then why was it taken down?
Just
so he's that insecure.
I guess.
He's that insecure about looking like Winnie the Pooh.
I guess so.
People say I sound like Barney. Should I take copies of Barney and start burning them and have like a...
Just make a video on YouTube of you just beating the crap out of a Barney doll. But Chan said that a lot of mainland Chinese players felt their country was insulted. Well, the country wasn't insulted.
Nobody insulted
talked
your
bad
culture.
about China. Talking bad about... That'd be like somebody insulting Donald Trump, and I go, they hate all of America.
Are these not nationalists? So these are
big time.
These are Asian nationalists, right?
Yes.
Why is that not racist?
I don't know.
So white nationalism is racist, but this isn't. See, when people put meaning behind certain words, they try to get you offended. They try to put certain negative connotation behind a certain definition, and then they outrage people. People, there's not as much offense to take behind these things as you might think. There just isn't. Think about it. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your nation.
No.
Now, is this a little overboard?
Yes.
Yes, but should we go out and go in riots because of this? No.
Yeah, but we need to invade now.
You should voice your concern, which we are doing, and you should bring this up and get people to notice. Look, this is stupid.
Yep.
And to ban it all over the place because you're insecure about your leader looking like Winnie the Pooh. Well, sorry, he was born looking like Winnie the Pooh, and he thinks that.
Sorry, I don't.
Not only that, how does that offend your mate? Again, there's a problem with communism. Just because your leader gets something bad talked about him, doesn't mean your entire culture is. Maybe their stuff is different.
Yeah,
but I don't.
They do think differently than other
I don't
places,
live in a hive mind to
still.
where that would be like somebody like insults you, and I walk around and act like my life is destroyed because you're my best friend and somebody insulted you.
Yeah.
No, you're able to stick up for yourself. And again, I know it's different. It's a different situation. He's the prime. He's the leader of the nation.
Yeah.
I understand that ties in with your nation, but this is a little overboard.
It is.
And I don't want to keep going because this is going to reach like 20-something minutes.
Okay.
Keep going
Now, I'll just say the developer got into trouble. They had to take down the game. Even the publisher cut ties with
The
them.
developer got in trouble.
Yeah, the developer of this game.
Isn't Taiwan kind of like a sub
Yeah, it's a
nation?
subsidiary of China. Yes, which is part of the problem. But you know what?
And you remember when Donald Trump got in trouble because he called Taiwan?
Yeah.
When he got elected?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I think he talked about Taiwan breaking off and how he thought if they really wanted to do that, they should.
Now, I don't know if we should. Again, I don't want to get into politics. I don't know if we should be voicing our. I don't know if we should be telling Taiwan to do that,
but I mean, I guess.
But I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna keep my viewpoint out of that.
I guess other games that this company made were really popular in China, and all just because of this one reference, all of a sudden it's just the most hated company in the world, in the country now. It's ridiculous.
I don't want to live like in a prison planet. And that kind of leads into. Do you want to go into the Gama Sutra?
Yeah, we got this article, Gama Sutra.
This goes into even more banning. This was yesterday.
Yeah, this wasn't. Yeah, this was just yesterday. The future is bloodless. China bans blood in video games. Now, when you think about older games, Mortal Kombat, GTA, things like that, obviously they have blood, they have gore. So, okay, in China, they didn't want red blood originally. They didn't want like real colored blood, so people would get around that by using blue blood or white blood or things like that. Now they're going to ban all blood, no blood at all in any video game. But you can still have death animations. How does that make sense? You can still kill, there's just no blood. So the action.
But you're dying.
Yeah, so the action doesn't change. So, before the new regulation that just happened, blood, bones, guts, human corpses, dismembered body parts, they were already banned. Well, red blood anyway. So let's see, we go down. Impact of China's blood regulation on games, which is going to be obvious here. It's going to cause these people to make watered down games. You know, what I will say is a lot of companies won't go along with this. They're not going to do it. They're not going to completely change the way their game's designed. And the bad thing about it is, China has so many people.
With its new regulation, China has also banned the use of the word kill in any.
Yeah, I was going to say, the use of the word kill.
But killing is still fine?
Yeah, but killing is still...
So you can't use the word, but you can do the action?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense
It's almost like the way some of this culture is going now, where words are considered assault. Words are almost considered worse than action.
But you don't die when you use a word.
I know. But words are almost considered worse than action now.
So we're going back to the thing where outrage culture, where everybody's offended by everything.
Yeah, which is kind of how this kind of leads into, or fits into what we talked about yesterday.
Wait, new regulations may put a silencer on the violence Chinese players can experience in your game, but it won't stop them from shooting. So basically, it's like it's saying you can still kill people, you just can't say it.
Yeah. And then it kind of goes into how they can deal with it. Animate death differently, go old school and use comic book style combat feedback. That's kind of funny. Use surrogate special effects for blood. Instead of liquid oozing or squirting out of a character's body when they are wounded, you can design alternative special effects. For example, you could have white puffs appear around a body part that gets shot or stabbed. What's the difference? It's still signifying blood, regardless of if it looks like blood. I just don't... The reason I was wanting to kind of talk about this is because I just don't understand it. I don't understand what it's going to affect.
What should I do if my game is already licensed in China? Even if your game was already fully licensed in China, you now run the risk of having that license withdrawn until you change the game in compliance with the new rules. Well, then I guess I will never do anything with China. If I ever make a game, it won't have nothing to do with China.
No. And then if you go to the looking ahead section, things that are now banned: blood of any color, anything that can be imagined as blood. So like they said, you can use the little white.
So all zombie games are gone.
I guess. Corpses. Yeah, all zombie games are gone. Corpses, skeletons, and bones. That takes away Skyrim, because you have the Draugr and things like that.
Pretty much takes away every single game.
Especially fantasy games. Guts and dismembered body parts. The Chinese word for kill. Still, these restrictions are not impossible to work with.
Yes,
no,
they are.
They're not impossible.
Yes, they are.
But it takes away so much stuff that you can do that it makes it, what's the point?
Here's an example of how we change the models in the game akin to fate to comply with Chinese regulations. It's still... That's stupid. It's still that... Oh, wait a minute, Jane. No, you can't do that. Is that... You see the heart? Doesn't that look like a bear? This needs to be taken down. This is too similar to Winnie the Pooh. No. This offends Chinese people. You should not be allowed to do this. This is just dumb. And then we go on to the games.
Yes.
Let's just go straight into the next article.
This is an older article.
China bans 2 of the most popular games, Fortnite and PUBG, along with a bunch of others.
Yeah, this happened in December, right? This
was last year. December of last year.
And I had never even heard about this before.
So actually it wasn't too long ago.
No, it's a couple months.
But they banned... Look at all the games they banned. Well, here's corrective action. Arena of Valor, overly revealing female characters. Distorted concepts of history and culture. Reward given based on rank. I don't understand that. A lot of them are female characters, inharmonious chat rooms,
League of
pretty
Legends,
much
Bladed
everything.
Soul, Chu Lu Shang, I don't even know what that is. Overwatch.
Let's get into the games that were just banned.
Yeah, banned.
Just outright
banned.
PUBG's gone. Fortnite's gone. Blood and gore. Where is there blood and gore in Fortnite?
I don't think there's blood in Fortnite that I
You get shot and there's like an impact, like a cartoon impact.
Yeah, like a
you disappear.
puff, like a puff of smoke.
Where is there blood?
I don't know.
Vulgar content. Where is there vulgar content?
Other than maybe chat, I can't think of anything else.
H1Z1, blood and gore, vulgar content. Where is there vulgar content in that game? There's no dismemberment or anything disgusting in that game.
I mean, there's blood.
There's really no blood, really.
Barely.
When you get shot, you see your screen turn red, but there's really no blood. You have a bleeding effect when you get shot and blood drips.
Mm-hmm. Paladins.
Ring of Elysium, another Battle Royale game. Alliance of Valiant Arms. I don't know what that is. Free Fire Battlegrounds. Knives Out, I don't know what these are. I've never seen these. But the big ones are PUBG, Fortnite, H1Z1. That's what. See, that's what I'm getting.
I'm gonna kind of, you know what? We don't have a whole lot else to talk about towards the end of the video, but here's what I want to say. This type of stuff is why me and you are so against
censorship
yeah. And the SJW culture and wanting to ban everything. That's why we don't want it to happen.
Because
stuff like this is gonna start to happen.
I don't want my life to be just bland. We got liberals who are turning into...
It's so frustrating,
to like Puritan type, almost fascism. Not all... I shouldn't say the liberals, because the far left, I should say. Because not all liberals want that.
The hyper-liberals.
I have never seen... A lot of Democrats don't like this, and a lot of conservatives don't like this. It's almost starting to get to where conservatives are having more liberals...
Oh, if you lean
like
left,
moderate liberals in the party now.
I was going to say, if you lean left and you disagree with one thing that these people on the far left think, that you're automatically
You're a demon.
done. You're done. You're just completely ignored. It could be one issue out of 30, and they don't care.
It's becoming almost fascist-like, to where you can't say anything, do anything, everything's censored.
And then they try to say other people are fascist.
And China's still communistic, to where they force their people to do certain things. I don't want to live in a world like this.
No, I'm not. No, I refuse.
And that's why we mentioned this. I'm not living like this.
No.
Well, what if we force you to? Well, you're not going to. Well, what are you going to do about it?
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, you're going to have to...
I'm not going to get to that point where I'm going to say stuff like that on camera, but...
Because I'm not going to live like a slave.
I refuse. I won't do it.
And I don't think most other people around the world, not just us, around the world would want to live.
The thing with it is, I think it's the people in power. It's mainly the people in power. It is a small percentage of people. The majority of people don't want to be
minority.
like that.
It's a small minority of people trying to force other people to live miserably.
Yeah.
You know, of course, whereas the Chinese, I don't know, you had like waves of Chinese people getting offended on behalf of their leader.
But I feel like when you get stuff ingrained in your head so much.
Well, not only that, I feel like if they don't do it, there'll be
there's backlash. Anyway, I think that was all we had for this video.
That was it for that video.
The next video is going to be, well, it's not going to be released the same day. It's going to be released, I'm not sure what order you're releasing these videos in, but
it's just a shame, and I don't.
It is. I'm going to talk about something a little bit more positive.
But I'm going to leave the article links are up at the top. I don't put them in the description because they're already in the video.
Yeah.
If you want to go check them out for yourself. I think people want to leave them in the description because they don't want to type it in, they want to click on it. But if you want a reference, it's in the video itself.
Yeah. If you really do want a link, then just comment and I'll put a link. I'll reply.
We already had a comment.
It's not a problem.
To one of our Mortal Kombat videos. But social media is going to be down in the description. Please leave a like. Please subscribe.
The notification bell, definitely.
And let us know what you think about all of this.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people want this in their hands, but and we will see you in the next video.
Yep.
Y'all have a good day.
Have a good day.